Hey you guys, welcome! It's Tess from Yard Food and I'm back with another episode of Grow It, where I'm planting my garden and I'm taking you along with me so that you can plant yours too and maybe glean some information along the way that's going to help you get to the finish line with me with bundles of beautiful organic produce that we can feed ourselves and everybody we love. So today I'm in my garden space, it's cold and it's chilly, but I'm planting a crop that doesn't care anything about that. I'm putting in onions. And I've got today some onions that when you go to a shop, they're called transplants. They come in a little bundle. They're sort of half-grown kind of onions. Well, maybe not even half-grown, but literally these little guys have been lifted from a field at some point, bundled together, shipped to a garden center where they are then purchased by a customer like me and like you and then planted out in the garden to resume their growth habit and to be growing along and continue along towards harvest. So there's several different ways, several different kinds of beginner onions that you can get. You can get live plants in a 4-pack. You can get bundles like these called transplants, and sometimes you get little round balls called sets. But today I'm going to give you a quick tutorial on these little fellows called transplants. I picked them up at the garden shop the other day and I kept them on a wet, moist paper towel because these are little living guys. They're just sort of in suspended animation waiting for me to get them up to the garden. So they were on a moist paper towel. Their roots are still moist. I'm treating them just like they're a live little kitten, and I'm going to be very gentle. I'm going to get them in my soil. I'm going to water them in today, and I'm going to love them from here on out, and they're going to turn into big beautiful onions for my table a little bit later on. Most importantly, before I started this today, I came up here with a few buckets of beautiful rich compost from my chicken house down below, and I mixed into the soil a bunch of well-rotted manure and organic material. And that is key, that is critical for any crop that we're gonna plant. We've gotta feed the soil if the soil's gonna feed us. And I know I'm always telling you that, but every time it's just as true as the time before. So I worked in some good fertilizer into my soil, and now I'm going to plant my onions. And I'm simply doing this by digging a little hole, placing this little onion down to about where it may have been originally. I'm going to plant it about yay deep. And how this little onion is going to grow is it's going to sit there for a couple weeks. I'm going to keep it well watered. I'm not going to let this bed dry out. And then these onions are going to root themselves and they're going to start growing again from the center out. So if you plant these kind of onions, don't expect these cut off little dried pieces to resume life. This onion is going to start from the center and it's going to grow. So you have to just know that they're growing in a different sort of manner than maybe a little live plant is. But I guarantee you, we're all going to arrive at the finish line at the same time. So I'm just going to go down the road today and put in my onions. And I want you, if onions is on your list of crops that you're going to be planting, I want you to think that now is the season to put in onions. Onions love to grow in the cool of the spring, and they really do need to get started in that little window of time so that they have time to do their life cycle before it gets hot and the summer ends. So now is the time to get your onions in your onion bed if you're going to be putting them on your list of things to do. And speaking of that list of things to do, I don't know about you, but my list of things to do is getting long, and I'm getting a little bit stressed out, and I imagine it's kind of a common theme for a lot of us. This new gardening in the age of Corona, living in the age of Corona can be challenging to say the least. And so, if that's the case for you, I want us to chill out, and I really want to encourage you, because I'm telling myself the same thing today. I want us to use our garden as a space where we can come, where we can get the tasks ahead of us done, where we can stop for a moment and feel the wind and see the insects and see the plants and feel the earth and smell it, where we can just sort of experience life in a different way than maybe the world wants us to keep moving. So So it's critical, friend. It's critical. We gotta use our garden space as a therapy session. So here's a thought that I want to leave you with today. You've got things to do in your life, no doubt. If you're gardening, your list is long, and it will be long. That's just the nature of gardening. It's going to require your attention and your focus from here until harvest, and that's a good thing. But the most important tip that I want to give you today is we're going to use our garden as therapy. I know I need it. I know that my list of things to do is very long. I'm committed to helping my customers at the garden shop achieve their goals, and that's you. And so I'm committed to you. But we need to be committed to ourselves. We need to remember to use this time when we've got a task in front of us, to use it wisely, to both get that task done, but to do it in a way that our headspace stays positive, that we can feel the wind on our cheek, that we can see the sun in the sky, that we can feel its heat on our cheek, that we can enjoy our puppies and our dogs and our children as they run free in front of us, that we can, I don't know, whatever it is that the garden space brings you, please give yourself a moment or two. I'm reminding myself, give myself a moment to experience that. I'm getting my onions planted. It brings me a lot of relief to know that's one less thing on my list. I'm sitting here and I'm looking around at this amazing place that we call home, this amazing community that exists out here that you and I are a part of. I am super grateful for that, and I want to take this moment to thank you for that and to remind you to remember that moment too. This world is chaotic and crazy, but it's also beautiful and promising. And we have this time coming at us after this is all over. And maybe to use this time in our garden while we're accomplishing our garden goals, to also think about how we're going to create the next step of our lives. I know I'm giving that a lot of thought right now. How am I going to move forward and create my life in a way that I want to live it? We've had a chance here now maybe to step back from it for a little bit and reassess what's working, what's not working, what brings me joy, and what do I want to spend more of my time doing. I don't know about you, but I want to spend more of my time in my garden. I want to spend more of my time doing things at a pace that I feel comfortable at. And I want to create a world out there that benefits everybody. You, me, my puppy dog Lucy, people we don't know, the whole gamut. So take my advice. Let's use our time in our garden not only for accomplishing our goals, but also for spending a moment to create the future that we want to experience. Okay, I'm not sure what that had to do with planting onions today, but whew, I feel a lot better having gotten that off my chest, and I hope that you do too. I want you to know we care about you. We are so committed to your success in the garden that we're here helping to make sure it happens for you. If you believe that any of this information is going to be helpful for anybody that you love, care about, know, a stranger on social media, please, you have my permission, share this with them. The more of us at this garden party, the better. Okay, friend, we're going to continue next week with a whole nother project in the garden that gives you something to do today. I hope you are well, and I'll see you next time.